Hi, and in today's video we're going to take a look at this. It's the Ryobi Inflator Deflator. Okay, so this is it. It's the Ryobi 18 volt 1 Plus Inflator Deflator. I've been using this now for about 3 weeks. I can't get it all to fit back properly in the box, but I'll show you kind of basically what you get in there and give you my thoughts. So again, as with most Ryobi products, this is just the body, does not include the battery itself, so you have to use a Ryobi battery. I have many Ryobi products, as you've seen on the channel, so it's great that this can just kind of plug in and be used. A few things. The inflator deflator itself, which we'll come back to in a moment. We have a different inflator tube, which again fits onto the back of the inflator deflator and enables us to pump up like air beds and things like that. And the rest of the things in the box are just advertising literature and a manual. So nothing super interesting there other than obviously the inflator itself. So just take you through kind of how things look and what you can use it for. So a couple of different options. On the one side here we have things that you're probably going to be most common with and probably use most often. So this is obviously for tyre inflation, so it fits quite nicely in here, wraps up like so. There's clips in the top. So by standard it's obviously for a Schrader valve, so the type of valve you have on your motorbike or your car or what have you. You can adapt that with these adapters on the side, which I've just dropped. So the one here, if you stick that in the end, it allows you to pump up a Presta tyre. This one is just another type of valve, perhaps a smaller inflatable item. And then this last one is for pumping up footballs, basketballs, that kind of thing. Then on the other side, this hole is basically just where air can come out of if you're doing deflating. On the back, you have this kind of, it's like a bayonet type clip that you connect this valve onto. And on the end, it's about, I guess, just about a metre long. We have two options. One is fully open, so this is great for like pumping up kids' paddling pools and stuff, which is what I've been using it for. Or if you close it down the end, it's a smaller nozzle you can stick into like a Lilo or an inflatable. Works really, really well. On the top of the unit itself, we have on and off buttons. So push it to the left enables this side of the inflator deflator. Pushing it to the right enables this side of the inflator deflator. Obviously in the middle turns it off. When you're using different features, we have an on and off button here, as well as the button that kind of takes you through different pressure values, so PSI, bar, etc. And obviously an up and down button to be able to adjust those pressures. And on the middle here, which we'll show you in a moment when I put battery in, is a little indicator that lights up to show you kind of what's happening. And underneath is where the battery kind of sits in there. So it all sits quite nice and neat just there. And again, when you're not using this, you can wrap this cord up and around here. The thing I don't like about this is the cord is a little bit fragile, so it does feel a little bit delicate to be kind of poked in there, so you just need to be gentle with it, but then it sits on the side and doesn't take up too much room. So we'll grab a battery. I'll just kind of show you kind of how it works, what it sounds like, and then give you a bit of feedback as to kind of what I like and don't like about it in terms of performance over the last few weeks. Okay, so I'm going to use a 5 amp hour battery just because that's what I have here in the garage. Unlike my other Ryobi products that I keep in the workshop, this one stays in the garage, that's where I use it the most. So to put the battery in, simply flops in the bottom there, and as you can see, it just sits quite nicely and is slightly raised off the ground. Press and hold the power button, it turns on. If you press and hold it for 5 seconds, it turns off. Even when this is off, you can still force the kind of left hand side to do stuff, but the right hand side needs to have this main power on. So again, if we turn it on, you can tap it, each one for different cycles of PSI, bar and kPa. Dial in the value that you want and then simply so that's the sound of the tyre side. And we're just using the inflator section on the left hand side. They're much quieter. That's pretty much how it works. It's pretty simple. So one of the things that I found in using it so far, I've used it for quite versatile reasons. So one of the reasons I wanted this is in my house I have a water tank and it's pressurized, and sometimes I have to kind of repressurize one of the tanks, and so I've either used an air compressor in the past or done it with a hand pump, which takes forever. It's about 3 bar. This is just really handy to be able to have this kind of just sat on the water tank, have this connected up and be able to kind of repressurize my tank. It works. As mentioned already, it also works really well for pumping up inflatable paddling pools, swimming pools, so I've used that a lot last few weeks when the weather's been pretty good. It actually makes it really effortlessly how quick it can pump up. Also use it obviously on car and bike tyres, which works fine. The only thing that isn't a problem, doesn't work quite as well as the other features, is when I'm using the adapter for like pumping up a football. I've only done it twice now. I think it's like a back pressure problem where it's trying to work out how much air pressure it's put in. It's not able to do that, so it kind of turns itself off, so you have to flick the switch on and off a couple of times to force air out. But with the football, I think it's struggling to do that, so you have to kind of go on, off, on, stop, off, on again. So I'm not sure which is a little glitch, and I just need to change my technique. But apart from that, it's absolutely fantastic. Really happy with the purchase. I think it looks really cool as well and doesn't take up too much room here in the garage. So let me know below in the comments if you've got one of these, perhaps you bought something different and you prefer it. But yeah, leave comments, leave feedback, and help us all make more informed purchasing decisions. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.